You are listening to the Affirm Your Greatness podcast. Check out the video description for more details.
Okay, so imagine this. You're going through something tough, like feeling a bit lost or doubting yourself.
Yeah.
What if there was something pretty simple, actually, that could kind of rewire your brain, for more confidence and strength?
Interesting.
Well, that's exactly what we're looking into today.
Oh, okay, cool.
The whole world of positive affirmations.
That's a really cool area.
Yeah, and it used to be that people thought they were just like a feel-good thing.
Mm.
But there's more and more evidence that they're a lot more powerful than that.
Right.
For this deep dive, we're looking at an article called The Science Behind Positive Affirmations, How They Rewire Your Brain.
Oh, cool.
It's by Dennis, the affiliate, and it goes deep into how these, well, they seem like simple phrases, but how they can actually change things.
Right.
So before we get into the science-y stuff, can you give us a quick explanation of what positive affirmations even are?
Sure. So there are these short, positive statements that are meant to kind of fight those negative thoughts.
Okay.
And the important thing is to say them in the present tense. So instead of saying, I will be confident, you say, I am confident.
Oh, interesting. So it's like you're already living that quality you want.
Yeah.
I can see how that change in the words could make a difference. But this whole idea of using affirmations isn't really new, right?
Nope, not at all.
I mean, people like, wasn't it Louise Hay and Napoleon Hill? Were they talking about positive thinking like way back in the 20th century?
Yeah, they were big on that. They really made this idea popular that what we think and say can shape what actually happens.
So where's the science in all this? The article talks about the brain science behind affirmations, saying they can actually change how our brains are structured. What's the proof?
Well, one of the big ideas is something called neuroplasticity,
Okay.
which basically means that the brain can rewire itself based on what we experience.
Okay.
And it turns out that repeating these positive affirmations can actually trigger that rewiring.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine you're walking in a forest, and every time you take the same path, it gets clearer and easier to follow.
Right.
So by saying affirmations over and over, are we basically making those pathways for those positive thoughts and beliefs? Like, we're carving them out so they become stronger than the negative ones?
Exactly. Exactly. And the more we go down those paths, the stronger those connections get.
Right.
But it's not just about repeating them. There are specific parts of the brain that are involved, like the prefrontal cortex, which is all about decision-making, and the limbic system, which controls our emotions.
Okay.
And when we repeat an affirmation, it can actually make these areas release chemicals like dopamine and serotonin.
So it's not just us thinking positive thoughts, we're actually messing with the chemicals in our brains.
Exactly.
Wow.
And those chemicals are super important. Dopamine is tied to reward and motivation, and serotonin makes us feel happy and good. So when these chemicals get released because of the affirmations, it's like we're making this positive feedback loop in the brain.
We feel good, which then makes those pathways for positive thoughts even stronger, and it just keeps going. But what's really cool is how affirmations get into our subconscious mind.
Okay, let's talk about that. The article mentions the subconscious as this powerful force that shapes what we believe and do, often without us knowing it. How do affirmations work on that level?
It's kind of like an iceberg, you know? The tip is what we're aware of, our conscious mind.
Yeah.
But most of it is hidden under the surface. That's the subconscious.
Yeah, okay.
It's where all our beliefs, memories, and patterns from our whole lives are stored.
Okay, I get that.
And it has a huge impact on how we see ourselves and the world.
So how do we reach that hidden part of ourselves with affirmations?
Repeating them over and over, that's the key. By doing that, we're basically sending messages to the subconscious, slowly reprogramming those beliefs that are really deep down.
So it's like installing software updates. The more we do them, the better we replace those old limiting programs with new powerful ones.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
So even if we don't totally believe the affirmation at first, just keep saying it, and it can start to chip away at those negative beliefs in our subconscious.
Precisely. It takes time, but if you keep at it, those positive affirmations start to take hold. And as we keep feeding our minds these positive messages, the subconscious starts to accept them as true, which can really change how we think, feel, and act.
This is making me rethink how I see affirmations.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
It's not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about using this neuroplasticity thing to actually reshape our brains and, in the end, our lives.
Yeah.
We'll get deeper into this after a short break. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Now available on Amazon.com. Unlock the transformative power of positive affirmations with this essential guide by certified personal development coach and motivational speaker, Dennis of DennisMotivates.com. In Affirm Your Greatness, you'll discover the science behind affirmations and learn how to craft personalized affirmations that resonate with your unique journey. Get your copy today. Find the link in the description. Thanks.
So we were talking about how repeating positive affirmations over and over can actually reprogram those deep-seated beliefs in our subconscious, that part of our minds that we're not always aware of.
Right, it's like we're going in and tweaking our own mental software, replacing those old, unhelpful beliefs with ones that help us grow and feel better.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of feeling better, the article points out some really interesting psychological benefits of using affirmations regularly. Like they can help boost self-esteem, lower stress, and even make you more motivated.
Huh. Seems like those benefits are all connected somehow.
Right.
When you use affirmations to change how you see yourself, from negative to positive, your self-esteem naturally goes up. And when you feel better about yourself, you're more likely to feel confident and capable, which then reduces stress and anxiety.
Exactly. And then when you're not so stressed and you feel more confident, you have more energy and motivation to go after what you want. It's like a positive chain reaction where each benefit feeds into the next.
It makes sense. But it's not just about feeling good, right?
No, not at all. Studies have shown that affirmations can actually have a real impact on how we behave.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, there was one study that found people who used affirmations about healthy eating were more likely to actually make healthier food choices. And another one showed that students who used affirmations related to doing well in school actually performed better on tests.
So it's not just wishful thinking. These positive statements can actually lead to real changes in our actions and outcomes.
Absolutely. And it goes back to that idea of neuroplasticity. By consistently repeating these affirmations, we're making the connections in our brains associated with those desired behaviors stronger, which makes them more likely to happen. But like any tool, affirmations work best when you use them right. What are some good ways to make them part of our everyday lives?
The article suggests adding them to your morning routine. Starting the day with positive affirmations can really set the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's like setting your mind up for success right when you wake up. Instead of letting your thoughts wander to worries and anxieties, you're intentionally focusing on positive and empowering beliefs. Another good technique is writing down your affirmations in a journal. This helps solidify them in your mind and lets you track your progress over time.
I've heard that visualization can also make affirmations more effective. Is that something you recommend?
Oh, definitely. Visualization is really powerful for tapping into the emotional side of affirmations. When you visualize yourself achieving your goals and embodying the qualities you want, you're not just thinking about them, you're actually experiencing them through your senses and emotions.
So you're creating a clear picture in your mind, almost like a movie, and you're feeling all the emotions that go along with it.
Exactly. You're using your imagination and emotions to make your affirmations even stronger and more impactful.
Okay, I get it.
And don't forget about the power of repetition. The more you repeat your affirmations, the more you strengthen those connections in your brain and integrate those positive beliefs into your subconscious.
So consistency is key. But I'm sure there are also some misconceptions about affirmations that we should clear up. What are some common things people get wrong?
One of the biggest ones is that affirmations are just wishful thinking, like you're trying to trick yourself into feeling good without actually putting in any real effort. But as we've talked about, there's a solid scientific basis for how affirmations can actually change the structure of our brains and lead to real changes in our behavior.
So it's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about actively shaping our thoughts and beliefs to create a more positive and fulfilling life.
Exactly. Another misconception is that affirmations can replace taking action. While they can definitely boost motivation and confidence, they won't magically make your goals happen without any effort on your part.
So it's about finding that balance between working on yourself internally and taking concrete steps externally.
Right. Affirmations are a tool to empower you to take action, not a way to avoid it. And it's important to remember that affirmations might not work the same way for everyone. People respond differently based on their personalities, beliefs, and past experiences.
So it's about finding affirmations that really resonate with you personally and using them in a way that feels authentic and empowering.
Exactly. And it's about approaching it with patience and persistence. Like building any new skill, it takes time and effort to see the full benefits.
This has been such an eye-opening look at the power of positive affirmations. We've learned so much, from the science behind how they change the brain to practical tips for incorporating them into our lives. and we've busted some myths along the way. But before we wrap up, what would you say is the most important thing we've learned from this deep dive?
For me, the biggest takeaway is that we have more control over our thoughts and beliefs than we often realize. By choosing positive affirmations, we're basically taking charge of our minds and steering them towards greater well-being and fulfillment.
It's empowering, isn't it? We're not just stuck with whatever circumstances or past experiences we've had. We have the power to actively shape our present and future by choosing what we focus our minds on.
Absolutely, and I think that's a message of hope and possibility for everyone.
This has been a fantastic deep dive into the world of positive affirmations. We've learned they're more than just nice-sounding phrases. They're tools for rewiring our brains, improving our well-being, and shaping our reality.
We've seen that there's a real science behind this practice, and that being consistent is crucial to unlocking its full potential.
And we've explored practical ways to make affirmations a part of our daily lives, from setting up morning routines to using visualization and journaling.
But before we finish our journey into the world of affirmations, we want to leave you with some final thoughts and insights. Welcome back to our exploration of positive affirmations.
Yeah, we've been talking about how these seemingly simple statements can really have a big impact on, well, on our brains and our lives overall.
Right, and we've seen how the science backs it up, especially the idea of neuroplasticity and how our subconscious mind works.
But before we wrap up, I want to kind of shift gears a little.
Okay.
We've talked about how affirmations can benefit us individually, but I'm wondering about the bigger picture, like the ripple effects.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. If more people started using affirmations regularly and really changing their thoughts and beliefs, could that impact society as a whole?
That's an interesting thought. I mean, when you think about it, our collective reality, what we experience as a society, is really a result of all the thoughts, beliefs, and actions of individuals.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, if people are becoming more positive, more resilient, more empowered, wouldn't that naturally lead to a more positive and empowered society?
It makes you wonder, right? Imagine a world where people are more confident in themselves, more compassionate towards others, more dedicated to making positive changes.
It sounds a bit idealistic, but is it really that impossible?
Right. I mean, if we're saying the mind has the power to shape reality, then why couldn't we, as a collective, create a reality that reflects our best selves and our highest hopes?
It's definitely something to think about. Of course, there are many things that influence societal change, but it's worth considering how individual transformation plays a role.
And maybe that's where the real power of affirmations lies, not just in making our own lives better, but in starting a chain reaction of positivity that spreads outwards, touching the lives of others, and creating a more harmonious and fulfilling world.
That's a beautiful thought. It speaks to how everything is interconnected.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into positive affirmations, we want to leave you with this. Don't underestimate the power of your own mind.
You have the ability to choose your thoughts, to rewire your brain, and to shape your reality. You might not even fully grasp how much potential you have.
It's incredible, really. We're not just stuck with what we've been given or what happened in the past. We have the power to actively create our present and our future just by choosing what we focus on.
Absolutely. That's a message of hope and possibility for everyone.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration of positive affirmations. We hope you've learned something valuable and that you're inspired to start your own journey of self-discovery and growth.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep believing in the incredible power of your own mind.
Unlock the power, affirm your way. With Dennis Motivates, start your day. Discover the science, craft your own affirmations that make you feel at home. Hey, affirm your greatness every single day. Positive vibes in every way. Health, wealth, and love all around. With Dennis Motivates, your greatness is found. Overcome the doubts, let self-love in. Daily practices where you begin. Real life stories, insights so bright. Affirm your greatness, shine your light. Start your journey, your greatness is here. Dennis motivates, guiding your way. Affirm your greatness, today's the day. Affirm your greatness every single day. Positive vibes in every way. Health, wealth, and love all around. Within this motivates, your greatness is found. Greatness is found. Power your life, live with purpose and cheer. Start your journey, your greatness is here. This motivates, guiding your way. Affirm your greatness, today's the day.
You have just listened to the Affirm Your Greatness podcast. Check out the video description for more details and stay tuned for more episodes. Thanks.